Hey everybody, and welcome to another NintendoFuse review. Today I'm talking all about 8-Bit Adventures 2 for the Nintendo Switch. So 8-Bit Adventures 2 came out on the Switch on October 16th, 2024. It was published and developed by Critical Games. And this is the sequel to 8-Bit Adventures, which was on Steam. It never came to the Switch before. And this is a brand new NES style RPG done completely in 8-bit, but with a lot of more modern conveniences that we just didn't get back in the day. It's a 30 to 40 hour adventure. It's got great characters. You start off with this character called Charlie, and he's an orphan, and you're in the town. He values the heroes, which were the heroes of the first game, and one of the heroes is in trouble. So he stowaways with another hero to try and rescue them. And you can name the heroes of the first game, whatever you want them to be. And you go along in this adventure. Now you're helping the hero, and stuff happens. I don't want to spoil it, but stuff happens, and you get separated, and now you're playing multiple heroes in different areas, and they all eventually all come back together. And it's got a really cool party system where unfortunately you can only have 3 people in your party at once, but you can swap, and it doesn't cost you a turn. You can swap at any time, so they're all still there. So if someone's hurt, you can swap them in the back line and pull out somebody else. Every character has completely different abilities and their roles. One is like a paladin that could help block and raise defense and attack of your party members. One is like a thief who can steal items and can buff your party with haste. One is, Charlie is kind of a swordsman, so he can attack 2 enemies at once, or do a combo strike on to do a lot of damage to one enemy. You got a robot that joins at one point that has different equipment that's completely different. That's the different moves. So like lasers and it does lasers and stuff like that. There's a lot of fun mixing and matching your party combinations. There's a bunch of different equipment. There's augments you can get. There's so much to this game. Like it's like the developer threw everything in the kitchen sink in, which is fantastic for someone who loves RPGs. The difficulty is pretty much like standard, I'm going to say, in the sense that you don't necessarily need to grind to be able to beat the bosses, or to defeat the enemies, but there's a challenge. There's 2 ways to overcome this. One, you have an Omega move. So as you take damage, it builds up this meter on the bottom, and then each character has their own Omega move. But you can when you use it, you lose the meter, and it does different things. So it would definitely be helpful on bosses. And two, when you defeat an enemy, it's not random battles like most NES RPGs or all NES RPGs. The enemies are actually on the screen, so you know when you're going to encounter an enemy. And when you beat them or you run away from them, they're gone. So you can get through an entire dungeon avoiding enemies or running away, and you'll be fine. Or fighting them, and once you beat an enemy, you can explore. But then when you get to a save point, and I use that in quotes because this game lets you save anywhere, which is phenomenal. But there's still save points, which are glowing dots, and save points talk to you. They're fantastic. They're humorous. They will give you tips on bosses, and they'll tell you when you see me, you probably should save because there's a boss coming up. But they'll also respawn all the enemies in the dungeon for you if you want to go back and grind, which I thought was really cool. It's a little bit of Dark Souls thrown in there, and it really lets you pick and choose, if you want to grind a little bit. I don't think you necessarily have to grind, but it allows you to do so. Leveling is a bit slow. I tried to grind a little bit, and I found it to be a little slow, even at early levels. I'm like, I should be getting faster experience. And I think it's done that way on purpose so you're not too overpowered. The characters, like I said, are great. There's 7 of them total. It's a big world. Overworld is the same. There's no random encounters, but there are enemies out there. Uh, there's a unique twist on the world and what they do with it. And I pieced together bits of the first game based on the backstory and what was done with it and what the premise is for this one and the way the world's built up. And I don't want to spoil it, but it's really ingenious and it's a fun thing. It's something I love personally. and I thought it's a really unique way to do a villain as well. He's a tragic villain, and it's one of those that you almost want to root for him. So I don't want to spoil that. So I will say this: as someone who loves RPGs and grew up in the NES days, it's refreshing to play a brand new version of an NES RPG. I do wish I could heal a little bit more, or like some RPGs, you get your HP back after a battle. Those would be nice conveniences, but that kind of goes away from the 8-bit era of RPGs. So there is still a little backtracking to inns and resting and using items, so make sure you stock up. But yeah, so this game came out October 16th of 2024. I did receive a code from Critical Games, so thank you very much for allowing me to review 8-Bit Adventures 2. It is $19.99 on the eShop right now, and there is a demo you could download. I'm not sure if the demo data carries over, but if this sounds remotely interested to you or interesting to you, try the demo. If it really sounds interesting to you, honestly, at $19.99, I think you're getting a steal of a game because you're getting 30 to 40 hours of a great epic RPG that I've been enjoying very much so, and I haven't beaten it yet. But I wanted to get this review out there because it is a long game. But I'm very much enjoying my time with it, and I do hope you enjoy your time with it too, should you choose to play it. So thank you again, Critical, for giving us this code and letting me review. And if you enjoy reviews like this, please subscribe right here on YouTube to NintendoFuse. You can also go to NintendoFuse.com. And we also other content like our bi-weekly podcast, industry interviews, and so much more. So hopefully you stick around for more content. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have yourself a wonderful day.